Two more races to go then for Sunday's programme. The 9th event might serve as some sort of derby trial. It's a Class 2 of the 1800 metres. John Moore saddles up the top two here. Harbour Mast takes a drop in class, and Rocketeer, one of those derby entrants, as is Cheerful Giggles. The blinkers on for the first time. Second in the Queensland derby. Last Kingdom makes his Hong Kong debut, a Group 3 winner in France. Rattan has a derby entry. Consort flew home behind Exultant last time out. Circuit Glory's in the derby. And Sergeant Titanium for John Size and Joe Moreira was a course and distance winner. 2 starts back.
Long run down the back stretch, and Sergeant Titanium generally rolls forward. Circuit Glory's been going forward, and Harbour Master's been a bit of a flip of the coin prospect. Those three potentially might be battling it out. Lucky Girl in the past, a long way back, was able to lead races like this and win, so maybe he might be a little bit closer. Slow is possibly the speed, maybe good to slow.
Rocketeer was unlucky at his last start, and he's come out of that race with no problems. He's very keen in his work. Greaves a last start winner as well. You can see Rocketeer's going nicely on the outside here. They're closest to us. So not a bad piece from him. Circuit Glory, he's not far away now. He's had a few runs. 1800 metres looks absolutely ideal for this horse. So this will be his 4th run in. So expect him to do something, especially if he can dictate with that sort of speed map out in front. Sergeant Titanium, now he's a real iron horse, this one. He likes to really get carried away in the mornings. He's real pulls a bit, but he's got plenty of ability. Joe Moreira will jump aboard, and I expect him to run quite well.
All right, OK, as I mentioned, there's a few derby entries in here. First race we're going to have a look at features derby entry as well in the shape of Exultant. We're concentrating on the horses that finish behind. Consort, who's last, he flies home. We've also got the runners in here of Hapela Baby finishes in 4th, Sergeant Titanium finishes in 5th place, and General Sherman as well in 6th.
Exultant's going to have to do this very tough, but he is now getting into gear, and he comes through to take it up, and quick as a flash, he's 2 lengths clear to Prawn Barbar in 2nd, then Sergeant Titanium. Victory Boys is trying to stay on. Dinozo has flagged and racing well inside the final 100 now. Exultant is well clear. What an audition for the derby. He wins very cosily indeed. Consort from nowhere for 2nd. Victory Boys in 3rd.
And Rocketeer was in there as well. He didn't get all the breaks, did he?
No, he didn't. He was still looking for a gap now, I think. So of those ones, I thought Rocketeer was a really good run, and Consort was a really good run. So they're the two I'll take.
Yeah, I thought Consort was a fabulous run. I'm not convinced about Rocketeer. I'm not sure whether he's come back as good as he sort of suggested he might be last season. So I'm happy to see more from him before I tip him.
All right, so Rattan's been racing in tremendous heart of late. Let's find out a little bit more about him with trainer Richard Gibson.
Richard, Rattan, he just keeps improving this horse. Is he the sort of horse that you always thought was quite progressive?
You know, I'm more interested in his race record than my personal opinion of the horse. His race record's impressive this season. He hasn't really put a foot wrong, so we're really pleased with his race record, and we're going to try and continue improving.
He's had a bit of time between runs, work-wise. What have you done with him since then?
You know, did a nice trial last week. You know, it was always our intention to prep for this race, so he needed a trial, and comes to the race in good nick again.
So you're never thinking of going to the Classic Mile with him last week?
You know, the horse is only rated 84. No, I wasn't there.
The draw, is that a concern for you?
I think 1800 is fine. You know, if you're drawn 12 over 1800, if you're good enough, you've got plenty of time to catch up.
And with him as well too, he's entered for the Derby. Is that the long-term goal with him?
No, I think with this horse, it's been his sort of quality. We've just been taking one race at a time. He's been proving it, so you know, step by step. And it's another big call on Sunday, and we'll be trying our hardest to win the race.
He's a very nice horse. Time to Celebrate didn't quite frank the form, but I think you leave that to one side. Rattan is a horse going places. Cheerful Giggles is the next one we can have a look at. This is a pretty solid effort from him first up, and they put the blinkers on Sunday.
Yeah, I think he'll improve a fair bit going into the race second up. 1400 metres up to 1800 metres, and the blinkers coming back on. We know he had very solid form before coming to Hong Kong, and I thought this was quite a good effort. So I'm going to sneak him into the selections as a horse that can improve. He needs to keep lifting, there's no doubt. If he wants to find himself, you know, heading towards a Derby or a Classic Cup situation, he needs to find a bit more.
Yeah, blinkers go on, so they're going to try the blinkers with him.
All right, that might sharpen him up, but up to the 1800 metres. Last Kingdom, a first start here, a very interesting one as well. Group 3 winner in France over the 1800 metres, and he starts up over the 9 furlongs here.
Yeah, look, he's 1,027, so he's quite wound up for this particular contest. He's come up reasonably short on the market, so there's a little bit of confidence there with this son of Frankel. He hit the line strong enough, as I said, Group 3 winner in France. I haven't put him in the end, but we'll see how he gets on. You know, there's obviously, he's got the tongue tie on. There is a bit of confidence there.
Yeah, there's a bit of money for him in the betting early. I didn't see enough in that trial, and there's quite a few horses in here that have got sort of race hard fitness, so I'm happy to watch and see.
All right, he's beautifully bred. He's still a colt as well. By Frankel out of a King Mambo mare. He's in the Derby, but not in for you, Paul.
No, he's not in for me. I'm going to stick with Rocketeer. I did see enough in his last run to suggest that he could be back, and he was very unlucky if you have a look at that start. Circuit Glory, he's ready to do something, 1,800 metres. Rathand's in great form at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually blew them away. And Consort's been inconsistent. If he could reproduce what he did last time, then he can win. But I haven't seen it before. So each way, the two for me.
Yeah, it's a fair point. You're taking a little chance with him, Consort, but I'm going to suggest that he could possibly win this. I think Ratton's the hardest horse to beat. Interesting, I think if you go right back, Richard Gibson sort of gave McKeed Mafeed a similar type of preparation to what he's giving Ratton. He went on to win the Derby, so I expect him to run well. Lucky Girl I'm going to throw in as a little bit of value, who is a horse that's got a claim for Matthew Poon and may well roll forward. Cheerful Giggles in for fourth, 8, 7, 3 and 4. Yeah,
Rathan for me as well. Consorts, I'll certainly throw in Last Kingdom into the exotics as well. That's race number 9.